Hey everyone, this is Alexander Concepcion with Taco Street Locating, and this is my fancy cocktail guide to Austin. So, I've helped about 400-ish people move to Austin over the last 5 years, and I get a lot of questions about where to go out, where to hang out, where to drink. So I figured I would make a guide about my favorite place to get cocktails in Austin. So about me, I love cocktails. I'm the kind of person that's gonna spend $14 on a cocktail before I spend $3 on a White Claw. I've been to some of the best cocktail bars in the world, and I've spent my 8 years in Austin finding the best cocktail bars in the city, so I know my shit. So this guy is going to take you through everything I know about where to drink and where to hang out. So I'm going to start in downtown here on this Google map, and I'm going to share this Google map somewhere in the video link. So the downtown has a few interesting places. Here you have the Roosevelt Room, which is probably the top classy, swanky cocktail bar in the entire city. It's usually hard to get a reservation, but it is nice. It's a beautiful building inside. Has like an old classic feel to it. Can't go wrong with that one. Nearby you have Pesh. Péché, not really sure. It's another pretty classic cocktail bar slash restaurant. They lean more into the French style. And I think they do like Monday night half off cocktails and burgers, which is pretty interesting. So if you're downtown, Pesh is one of the best ones. One really interesting one, just a block away from it, is Garage. It's called Garage because it is in a parking garage. Shocker. So I like this place a lot. It's you go into literally you just walk into a parking garage and it doesn't look like there's anything there. And you could walk by this place for years and not know it exists. But once you get in, it's a really cool, cozy, intimate lounge. Good music. The drinks are really good. Really good date spot. Um, Keep that one on the radar. Nearby is a pretty interesting speakeasy style bar called Here Nor There. It's one of those places that, again, you could walk by 1,000 times, never know it's there. You normally have to make reservations. It's in between two buildings with a gate somewhere in the middle, but you walk downstairs, you go underneath the building, and it's another small, cozy, intimate cocktail lounge. It's really good. Um, this place, Eden, I actually haven't been to, um, admittedly, um, but given what I know about it and like the reputation, the drinks they're serving, it's a place that's going to be high on my list to check out soon. So keep that one on the radar. Um, Midnight Cowboy, my opinion, is the best cocktail lounge in Austin. It's another speakeasy. And it's interesting because it's right here in the heart of Dirty Six, surrounded by all these shitty, just cheap, college style shot bars. Again, you could walk by this location for years and never know it's there. You got to make reservations, and it's a really small, intimate, uh, classic Austin feeling bar that used to be a brothel. So here they make drinks by your table where you're hanging out, um, and just the drinks themselves are probably the best cocktails I've had in Austin. They're always rotating. They're always doing really interesting things here. Um, Absolutely go there. If you're into cocktails, it's probably the best place to go. Um, so nearby, you have two of my favorite liquor specific bars in downtown, or just in Austin in general. So there's Las Perlas, which is a tequila and mezcal bar. They have an amazing selection, staff that knows what they're talking about, and you could do really interesting tasting menus where you get to probably with a friend try like 6 or 7 different mezcals and tequilas that are all really good and have someone like really explain them to you. Uh, Same thing with 7 Grand. 7 Grand specializes in whiskeys, but both of these are owned by the same company. So these are the kinds of bars where if you just like straight liquor and you want to taste like the really interesting, funky stuff being served by people who know what they're talking about, these two are a great place to go. Zooming out a bit, we will go to Rainy Street. So, Rainy Street isn't that interesting of a cocktail scene. It's got not much. um, the only place I like on Rainy Street for cocktails is Half Step, and amongst the bars on Rainy Street, Half Step tends to be more relaxed, calmer, more of a lounge feeling than the rowdy post grad energy you get at most of the Rainy bars. Then down the road, you have Tipsy Alchemist. I think this place just isn't interesting. It's a overly hyped, generic, trying a little bit too hard, gimmicky place where like it's a nice location. It's just not somewhere I'm ever gonna go again voluntarily. It's not that interesting. It's a nice place, but if you're looking for good drinks, go somewhere else. So getting into East Austin, which is my favorite place to hang out. I actually forgot to put one of my favorites on the map, but let's see, just get this on here. So Nickel City, it's my favorite bar, maybe in the world. I'm obsessed with it. I think it's everything a bar is supposed to be. Cheap, good American bar food, great wings, great sliders. The cocktail program is actually really good for a small bar. Every Christmas, they turn into Sipping Santa, a tiki Christmas pop up that's really good. But normally, they have just a really solid collection of cocktails that rotates every few months. They're all, it's always a really good program. Absolutely check it out. I would probably try to go here during the weekdays rather than the weekends, since now that people know how awesome Nickel City is, it does get packed on the weekend, especially weekend nights. It's easier to go like during weekday nights or weekend afternoons where there's just less activity. So, going a little further up, you have this brand new spot that just opened up, and I think it's some of the people behind Nickel City are behind this place. It's a Skinny's off-track bar. They're going for what I'll call an aggressive 1970s living room vibe, which I dig. But pretty simple cocktails, good bar food, cool outdoor area. It's a similar energy to Nickel City, so I'm pretty excited about how that turns out. There's another place. Didn't put it on the map. It'll be on the map later. Around here, it's a mezcal bar at El Techo. On top of it's called Mi Madres. Oh, here it is. So here's a little kind of sneaky mezcal bar on top of a Mexican restaurant. It's one of these places, if you don't know about it, you'll probably never go to it. But if you like mezcal, you live in East Austin, this is a really good place to go and hang out. Zooming out. Deeper in East Austin, Austin Shaker is a liquor store rather than a bar, but there's 3 Austin Shakers around town. There's one close down here in East Austin, one in Sunset Valley. The Austin Shaker is the only place I buy liquor in Austin. It's the kind of place where it's not a huge store like Specs or Twin Liquors or whatever they're called. Um, these are smaller liquor stores where everything that's there in the store is supposed to be there. Um, they have an amazing selection, but more importantly, the staff at these places, they know what they're talking about. If you want to get geeky and talk about mezcals or rums or vermouths or whatever, they will spend time with you and help you find what you're looking for and help you explore different options that are out there. I love going there. It's the only place I'm going to buy liquor at. So now let's get kind of in the core of East Austin. So here you've got probably one of my favorites, Assing Den. Assing Den is what I would describe as London, Hong Kong, 1960s opium den chic. Is the only way I could describe the style. Part Asian, part European, part... It's just really fun. The cocktails are interesting. It's just a sexy place to hang out and drink. They also have a back room area where they host like little intimate Thursday night parties that are fun. Shangri-La just opened up a new speakeasy in the back of the building that's called, I think, the Vault or something like that. I went there recently. Pretty cool spot. I think the drinks could be a little bit better, but I like the vibe and energy they're going for. So hopefully the drinks become worthy of the space, and I'll be checking out again. Nearby, you have one of my favorite spots. It's called the Milonga Room. So the Milonga Room is at the back side of, of Buenos Aires Cafe here. So this is an Argentinian restaurant, and in the back, in a place where it looks like you're just going to park or throw trash out, is the door to another speakeasy. It's another small, intimate lounge where you get to listen to calm music, talk to the bartenders, and order some snacks from the restaurant. The cocktails here are really good. The people there like talking about cocktails, which is always important to me. So further down East Austin, we have a few restaurants that happen to have good cocktail programs. So Domo Arigato is the Japanese street bar that is right next to Ramen Tatsuya. This Domo Arigato is the only place I know that specifically specializes in Japanese highballs that are really interesting. Highballs or drinks that are part liquor, mostly soda water. They're a lot of fun, and they've got a lot of variety and combinations. They also have foam cap beers where you get like a cheap beer that gets topped off with like ice cream beer foam. That's really interesting. It's almost like a beer float. Further down, you get into more of the restaurants. So Suerte, probably one of the best restaurants in Austin, just period. I'd like to go here, sit at the bar, get some Mexican cocktails during happy hour. That program's really good. Right next door, you have Gin Bar. That's part of the Arrive Hotel. If you like gin, just go behind the Arrive Hotel, and they'll have a lot of interesting gins to try out. Some good martinis. Right next to both of those is probably one of the most popular bars in East Austin, called Whistler's. Whistler's themselves have like decent cocktails, but it's the kind of place where it's usually packed on the weekends, and I try not to get fancy cocktails made by bartenders who are really busy and don't have the time to really work on making perfect drinks. But upstairs they have a little mezcal bar, super tiny. But here you can just taste really interesting mezcals, see what's going on over there. Sometimes you have like a musician playing. Um, right nearby you have Kanje, which is pretty famous nowadays for Caribbean food. It's probably one of the only high-end Caribbean restaurants that I'm aware of. The food's really good. The drinks are really good. Um, Definitely check that one out. Um, Deeper in East Austin, along East 6, you have La Holly. It's another specialist liquor, mezcal and tequila bar. That's what you're going there for. Further down, you have Kemuri Tatsuya, same group as the Ramen Tatsuya people. Kemuri Tatsuya does like Japanese smokehouse, no, Japanese izakaya and Texas smokehouse fusion, and their cocktails are really interesting. They're just coming at it from a different angle. I love hanging out there. Um, Here you've got another Austin Shaker for the liquor store. Um, Deeper in East Austin along Cesar Chavez, you have De Nada Cantina. This is a Mexican restaurant where here you're getting margaritas. You're just, if you like margaritas, tacos, nachos, this is where you want to go. Really cool, fun place to hang out. So that just about covers East Austin. Honestly, you could just do all of your cocktail drinking in East Austin and call it a day. But there are a few other places I want to cover. West of downtown, there's a brand new place that just opened up, Howard's. It's along West 6th Street. I was there when it was really busy, so I'm not sure if it's the kinds of people who are going to make like busy bar cocktails or slow, swanky, really tasty cocktails. But it's worth kind of putting on the radar. Further down is one of my favorite places, Nightcap. It's a really good restaurant on its own, but their cocktail program is really good. So you just go there, drinks, light snacks, and you'll be happy. Probably the most fun cocktail experience you're ever going to have is Tiki Tatsuya. Again, this is the Tatsuya restaurant group. Everything they do is home runs. They basically never mess up. And Tiki Tatsuya is probably one of the funnest tiki bars you're going to find in the entire country. If you don't know about tiki, tiki is a whole subculture in the world of alcohol and cocktails. And the people who are serious about tiki are fanatical. So the energy that the Tatsuya people brought to this place is amazing. It's a lot of fun. It is almost like a rainforest cafe experience where like a lot of the drinks have basically performances attached to them. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully I'm going to have my birthday there next month. But But yeah, I love going here. The food's also pretty good. Um, but yeah, so that is it with my cocktail guide. There's not much to talk about in South Austin or East Riverside, or really the other parts of Austin. Between everything I've covered so far, these are all the places I like to drink and hang out for cocktails. So if you found this useful, let me know. If you're looking for a place to live, like an apartment, hit me up on my website, tacostreetlocating.com. Thank you, and I hope you found this guide useful.